Welcome to another edition of the Checkered Flag, edition number 5. We're going to start out by talking about the 2013 Series Awards Banquet that happened over Dixon Speedway. It happened in Martinez on Saturday night. Man, it was pretty awesome. I was very amazed with the kids and everybody. And you actually placed.
I did.
Yeah.
We had 200 happy people there Saturday night. It was a great time.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to get a 4th place trophy and a 10th place trophy in another division.
Yeah, there you go. A little later tonight, we're going to read the first place winners, and like I said, I'm just so amazed at the talent, and so we'll talk about that a little bit later tonight. 106,000 plus views on the last show. That's amazing. Thank you, fans. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I wouldn't have known until I checked. I knew you'd said it was 105, and then what was it, like an hour went by and there was another 1,000 on there? Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Well, want to talk about our opening segment, Chase for the Cup in NASCAR. It's basically they're going to start out with 16 drivers whittled down in the elimination to a total of, for the winner of 4, and then of course the season finale will be a winner takes all. Now, the only time anything significant has happened, or changes have happened in NASCAR, was with the Sprint Cup, was back in 2004.
Right, when they started that chase format that just ended. So
yeah.
This should be fun.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm understanding also that means they're doing away with the points as well, I think, right?
They're changing it. The points don't matter the
system.
same way they did. Wins count for much more now.
Right. Well, we're going to open lines a little later tonight, 707-701-6416. Put that down, 707-701-6416. Later tonight.
You're welcome to call in with any comments or questions.
Got some comments. We had some mixed opinions. Carl Edwards said that he felt NASCAR was taking the wrong approach, an effort to draw more fans to the track. Again, your thoughts later tonight. On the flip side, Dale Earnhardt Jr. said that he liked the idea. Well, he actually warmed up to the idea after. At first, he wasn't so sure about it. Then he warmed up to it a little bit later. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later tonight. We're going to get to our guests in a little bit, Sierra Feria, but right now we're going to get to our sponsors. This portion of the show is brought to you by Yaya's Coffee House, located in the Burns Valley Mall in Clear Lake, right next to Grocery Outlet. Yaya's Coffee House has all your favorite hot, cold, to blended coffees. Shelby and Ashley and the gang are happy to serve you with whatever your heart desires from their new hot-looking menu. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. Coming into Yaya's Coffee House for a family atmosphere today. Towing, located in Lower Lake. Call 707-995-5000 for all your towing needs. No need to get stranded because they will actually go and pick you up.
Great. We're also brought to you tonight by KPR Racing, our newest sponsor. KPR is located in San Jose, California. They offer service and parts for micro sprints from 250s to 600s from the East Coast to the West Coast. And they also have apparel, hats, hoodies, and shirts. Call Kenny at area code 408-275-1240. That's 408-275-1240.
Live Pro Wrestling is coming to Lake County. Pacific Rampage Wrestling presents Battle by the Lake, Saturday, March 1st at the Lakeside Family Fun Center, located at 872 Lakeport Boulevard, also where pre-sale tickets are sold. For more information on ticket prices, call 707-701-1581 or visit www.pacificrampagewrestling.com. This show is also featuring all your favorite all-time superstars from California, such as the Golden Boy Dylan Drake, your favorite tag team, Pink Mink Inc., Will Rude, Marcus Lewis, Jekyll's the Jester, and many more of your all-time favorites. Pre-sale tickets are sold at the Lakeside Family Fun Center. All right, we are back with our guest. This racing prodigy races currently an Outlaw kart, Extreme Asphalt Outlaw. Wow, she races a lot. A modified and has raced a bomber. She comes from a long line of a racing family, 4th generation in Feria Racing. Sierra Feria on the show. How are you?
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me some sugar.
Yeah, there you go. So Sierra, you race. Boy, I just read those off. You race an awful lot of classes.
Yeah.
So tell us about the different classes that you race.
I started with the go-karts, and then I went on to asphalt, and I started in a Bandolero, and I only lasted in that for like 3 or 4 races, and then I moved on to a Legend, and I didn't really like that much, and then we went to a Bomber, and I raced a whole season in that, and I ended up third in points and got Rookie of the Year, and then I moved on to race the Extreme Outlaw and then the Modifieds.
Wow.
Congratulations on third. Quite an accomplishment.
Now you come from a long line of racing family. You're currently 4th generation.
Yeah, my great-grandpa raced, and then my grandpa, and then my dad, and then me.
Right on. So you started out. Did you start out like most in the beginner box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I raced the beginner box for like 3 or 4 races, and then I went up to the box stock.
Right on. So what was that? Do you remember your first experience getting behind a beginner box? What that was like for you for the first time, and you've got your hands on the wheel. Kind of take us through that. What was that like for you?
Well, I started when I was 5, so I don't technically remember it.
Right.
Right. That's all right.
But I hit a hay bale, and then I quit until I was 9. And then my first beginner box stock race was felt like I was going really slow.
Yeah. Right on. You got something on your mind there, Dave?
No, I was just enjoying the
ask her?
fact
Okay.
that the only thing that she remembers of the first race is the hay bale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, boy, did you hit the hay bale, or is that what happened?
Yeah, I hit the hay
bale. So you wanted, but that didn't bother you. You just wanted to get right back in it and race after that.
No, I stopped.
You actually stopped? You got scared?
Yeah.
No, you stopped until you were 9? All right. So there's another very unique class of car. Well, there's your Outlaw there, but there's a very unique class of cars. They're called the Extreme Asphalt Outlaws. We can go back to that one real quick. Very unique paint job there on the Extreme Asphalt Outlaw. It was the one before that, just to let our tech know. There you go. The Extreme Asphalt Outlaw. Tell us about those cars. They're very unique because I've seen those kind on dirt.
My dad started it in 2011 for the class that he promoted, and it's kind of more like it's not as expensive.
Yeah, right.
And it's more cheaper, and then it just started to grow over the past.
Right. So you're going to step into that thing for next year, or you?
Yeah, I'm staying in the Extreme Outlaw.
Who did your design for you? And you're actually getting does 2 questions. Who did your design, and the design's actually going to change next year?
Yeah, my uncle from JBL Signs did the wrap, and then we're changing the design to different colors.
Right.
JBL's going to do it again for you?
Yeah.
All right, JBL Signs, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You got anything you want to ask her, Dave?
So when you started racing that, what was the biggest change for you to get in a full-size car like that?
A lot changed. With the Bomber, it wasn't as big, and I didn't feel as I was going to hit everything. And then when I went into the Outlaw, I felt like I was going to hit everything in sight. But I got used to it as it came on.
Good.
Yeah.
I know in the Modifieds, that wall comes at you pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Is that kind of how it is with the Extreme Outlaw?
Not really, because you know that the wall's right there.
Yeah.
With the Modified, it's kind of, if you turn it too much, you're gonna whack right into the
Right,
wall.
right. And you said your favorite car actually to race is the Modified.
Yeah, I enjoy the Modified a lot more than I do the Outlaw.
Yeah. Is it an open wheel or?
Yeah, and I just feel like this tiny little thing in the Outlaw and in the Modified is.
Like there's more room because what type of Modified do you race? Do you race the one because they have 2 different types of Modifieds. They have one with just the small little cage, and then you got the car beside you. Are you familiar with those, Dave?
There's actually a bunch of different.
There's
types.
different types of Modifieds. Do you have the one with the small cage, or are you in the one with the? Are you in the actual full stock?
I'm in the one where I sit all the way to the side and the car is like all the way around me.
Oh wow, yeah. So that you're still okay with that kind of room in the car and everything, and
it actually feels very safe to have that much.
To actually have all that off to the side of you, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like again, coming that close to the wall there. I want to go back in your Outlaw. You're currently racing that we had it there a 500.
Yeah, Dixon and Ukiah's Winter Series.
Yeah. So how has that experience been for you actually venturing over to Dixon? Is this your first year racing in Dixon, or?
No, it's our 2nd series running with them.
Right. So how has that experience been for you so far, getting over to Dixon and being a part of that Winter Series?
I like Dixon a lot more, just because you're getting away and you're not so. Because my dad promotes Ukiah, so it's kind of like I don't have my dad there.
Oh.
So when I go over to Dixon,
are you sure it's okay to say that on air?
Too late now.
There's not a 15. What about our 15-second delay? That's all right.
Yeah. Dixon's also a larger track.
Oh yeah,
I have a lot more space.
A lot more space. You probably go a lot quicker. You turn. It's easier to turn, quicker lap times, and of course, with the qualifying and all that. So.
And if you happen to make a mistake, there's more room to correct.
There's more time to correct.
Yeah.
There's more time to correct it.
Yeah.
But you did have a monumental thing that happened at Ukiah. You actually got wasn't it the opener that you got the chance,
Yeah.
you won the main event
Yeah.
on the opener at Ukiah, so that's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So you run the number 37, and is there something different? Because I know the number 67 is the Furia. So can you tell us about that and the number 37?
The numbers kind of span throughout the whole entire family,
Right.
so it's kind of like it has to have a 7 at the end.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right. Do you got anything else on your mind there, Dave?
Nope.
All right. All right. So so I want to go back. You've actually raced a bomber also.
Yeah.
So talk to us about your bomber experience. Are you going to get back into that?
No.
No. Nope. No, you're done. So
Yeah,
why? I
yeah.
guess was it not something you were?
No, I loved the bomber.
Yeah.
It's just I don't want to go back down there when I can
Right.
make progress to go forward up.
Yeah. Yeah. And you got a chance to. You actually did get a chance to test a late model, didn't you?
Yeah. The 2012 October Classic, I got to test Mike Dawson's
Right.
75.
Right.
That
So
was
you-
nice of them.
Yeah. Yeah. That was nice. What was that experience like for you stepping into that?
It was crazy. I was really nervous the whole entire time.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it? I mean, must have really been exhilarating though once you got into it and tested it out and everything.
Yeah.
Right.
It was definitely an eye opener.
How did that car feel in comparison to the modified?
Yeah.
It felt like the Outlaw.
Oh.
Oh, it
It
did?
felt like a little tiny thing in this humongous car.
No, correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't the Outlaws? Weren't they kind of? Didn't he take the late models and
Late
actually
model
add on to
chassis.
them a late model? So the late model chassis then added on to them. Wow, that's pretty unique. So he added on to the late model chassis design actually. Yeah, right on. So that was. So my next question to you is, what are your plans for 2014 this year, and of course your long range plans?
As of now, I'm just running like Port and Ukiah Speedway with the Extreme Outlaw and the Modified, and I'm hoping to move up to SRL. But
Yeah. Oh, SRL. Yeah, it's a
It's
great
fun to-
series. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're going to finish the winter series.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Still try to
Dixon.
get the championship there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Has it been? It's been kind of a struggle
it's
getting
been
there.
a struggle.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a struggle, but you keep at it. You keep persistent. Obviously, it'll pay off. And you don't have your trophies and everything with you, but maybe talk about some of your wins and your moments. One of your biggest moments that stick out for you. Awesome.
The Modified main event win, it was definitely a moment that I wanted to experience, but it kind of ended
Yeah.
badly. So it was. I still like to think about it as a big thing for me, and I didn't really win a main event in Outlaw. I led most of the laps, and then we ended up blowing up the motor.
Right.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah. Well, do you have any sponsors, thanks, or shout-outs you'd like to give before we get to the rant segment, which will be next?
Yeah, my parents, they've funded all this stuff for me, and Rick Rose Painting, and JBL Signs, Mount Canocti Truck and Auto, Shelby Helm, Sean Keown,
Yeah.
Sean Sweeney, Jason Long, and everybody else.
Oh, you
who
got a
worked at the
huge
shop.
team on your side, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on. Well, thanks, Sarah. You're welcome to stick around with us for the remainder of the show, or you can take off, whichever is cool with you. We have a thing coming up called Racing Rant, and this is a brand new segment, and I'm excited. So let's talk about right now. And it's the top of this is open wheel etiquette.
Yep, that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about open wheel etiquette in open wheel racing. We're going to talk about everything from flat karts to sprint cars. First of all, respect the power of your race car to do harm to others. We should always avoid contact. Without fenders, rubbin's not racing, rubbin's wrecking. I'm talking mostly about side to side here, but it does apply to nose to tail as well. If you think you have to rub to pass, I think you need to go race something with fenders until you learn better car control.
Ooh.
If you have to spin someone to win, go race flat karts on the asphalt until you learn how to set up and execute a pass. We all make mistakes and we're learning on the fly. We're all battling changing track conditions. That's granted. But if you overdrive a corner and use the other driver's tires as extra traction to get through the corners, go race with fenders for a while. When you make a mistake and contact another driver, be mature enough to find them as soon as possible and apologize. Please remember, an apology without a change to correct the mistake is worthless. Clean up your side of the street and you will earn respect. Drive like a bull in a china shop and you'll lose that respect. Always act like there's a 4-year-old watching everything you do and learning how to act. Be the kind of driver you'd like that 4-year-old to be.
All right, well there you go, the open wheel etiquette by our own driver, Dave Mitchell.
Hard learned, hard earned.
Yes, yes. Well, we're gonna we have a few minutes before our next wonderful guest comes in. So I want to talk about the banquet and how all that went. Of course, I really had a good time. I think it was awesome. I really saw everybody come together. And of course, I want to give a big thanks to Terry DiCarlo and of course Jeremy Prince. Yeah, Jeremy Prince. Big shout out to Jeremy Prince. Grandpa Bill Prince and of course Grandma Pam. Got to give a big shout out to Grandma Pam. They really put together
Shalane
and the whole I can't forget Shalane and the whole crew. You know, they really put together a great. They really put together a great thing there.
A shindig.
Yes,
that's if you
they put together a great. They put together a great shindig, and everybody had a great time. But I'm also talking about leading up to it. I think it's been an awesome year at Dixon, and I actually want to personally thank them on the show for making me a part of their family.
Yes.
I really do feel like I'm a part of their family now, and they have a lot of the talent there is just. They're just steaming with talent there at Dixon, so
that's
I want to give them a big thanks. Yeah, exactly. And of course, they have the schedule now up.
Right.
The schedule now, DixonSpeedway.net. The spring and summer schedule is now up.
Yep.
And I want to get to, if I can get to my right paperwork here.
Ace has got a list of all of our champions.
I have a list of all of the champions. Yes. I want to give a big shout out to the champions: Junior Outlaw Brody Armtrout. Big shout out.
Bully.
Brody the Bully Armtrout to be exact. And of course in the 250, huge shout out to Hollis Thackeray.
Yep.
Dean Freitas Jr. in the 500.
Yep.
In the 600 micro, Greg Christensen, and of course Todd Kaiser in the winglet.
600 wingless.
600 wingless, and you of course got.
We finished fourth.
Finished fourth and then 10th, and not bad, man, not bad at all. And of course,
considering we sat out a few races due to injury and didn't run all the races in the
exactly.
Movies.
I had a feeling if you would have been able to run the entire race, you would have placed different. But you know, it happens.
History.
Yeah,
that's history.
Yeah.
We're going to do better this coming year with.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, Ron Bowles. I want to give a huge shout out to Ron Bowles. He actually was virtually untouchable in the points also.
For the clone carts.
For the clone carts,
he was mad fast.
He was mad fast, and there was no catching up with him. He didn't even make the entire set of races, and he actually got.
He dominated.
Was he like an insane amount of like 200 points ahead?
Something crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Before we go on from that, thank you to my Kathy for all of her hard work and allowing us to do so well this year. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Well, hey, let's get into our sponsors one more time. We got a couple more minutes left, so let's get to our sponsors, and we'll be right back with our second guest. This portion of the show is brought to you by Yaya's Coffee House, located in the Burns Valley Mall in Clear Lake, right next to Grocery Outlet. Yaya's Coffee House has all your favorite hot, cold, to blended coffees. Shelby and Ashley and the gang are happy to serve you with whatever your heart desires from their new hot-looking menu. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. Coming into Yaya's Coffee House for a family atmosphere today. Towing, located in Lower Lake. Call 707 and 995-5000 for all your towing needs. No need to get stranded because they will actually go and pick you up.
Great. We're also brought to you tonight by KPR Racing, our newest sponsor. KPR is located in San Jose, California. They offer service and parts for micro sprints from 250s to 600s from the East Coast to the West Coast. And they also have apparel, hats, hoodies, and shirts. Call Kenny at area code 408-275-1240. That's 408-275-1240.
Live Pro Wrestling is coming to Lake County. Pacific Rampage Wrestling presents Battle by the Lake, Saturday, March 1st at the Lakeside Family Fun Center, located at 872 Lakeport Boulevard, also where pre-sale tickets are sold. For more information on ticket prices, call 707-701-1581 or visit www.pacificrampagewrestling.com. This show is also featuring all your favorite all-time superstars from California, such as the Golden Boy Dylan Drake, your favorite tag team, Pink Mink Inc., Will Rude, Marcus Lewis, Jekyll's the Jester, and many more of your all-time favorites. Pre-sales tickets are sold at the Lakeside Family Fun Center.
To welcome Delta Speedway's four-time 250 champion, Derek Overkamp. We got Derek on the phone. He's the first driver to win 4 consecutive championships in Delta Speedway's 63-year history, and he's gracious enough to join us tonight. Welcome, Derek.
How are we all doing tonight?
Hey
Having
man,
fun.
we are great. We are awesome.
Tell us a little bit about your most recent championship at Delta Speedway.
It was an exciting and eventful year. Won 6 out of 11 races up to this year, and it was a really fun season. Other than that, I finished the top 2 every single week except for the very last race of the season. Other than that, my finishes has been in the top 2.
Well, that's why you won the championship, I would guess. I understand you've been racing for a long time. Can you tell us a little bit about your racing history?
Yeah, I've been racing for a long, long time, and I got 17 years in racing, and I've raced everything from go-karts to Outlaw 500 go-karts to sprint cars, wing, non-wing, micro 600s, modified midget 250s, and some stock car stuff. I've pretty much been in everything throughout California, from asphalt to dirt.
Wow.
So, with that long of a racing career, you must have had some success, or you wouldn't have kept doing it. How many feature event wins do you think you've had?
Well, with the wins that I've received after this last year, I've hit the over 300 mark this year, and I've accomplished stuff like Steve Kinzer and Scott Bloomcrest. There's some very good legends in the dirt racing field, and that stuff, World of Outlaw champion and everything else. So I've done something that nobody else has done, and I got to do some really awesome stuff in my racing career.
Wow, those are some amazing career stats, Derek.
Yeah. So during that time, how many championships have you been able to win?
Well, I've been racing for 17 years, and in 17 years I have won 14 championships in 17 years in all types of various forms of motorsports.
That's very impressive, man. I've actually been fortunate enough to benefit from your advice and expertise, both at the track and over the phone and some bench racing. And I have a feeling that helping people is what gives you the most satisfaction. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah, it is. It is very, very correct on that stuff. And I've helped out kids all the way up to adults, and that's pretty much one of my satisfactions that I like to do, is to try to give back of what the sport has done for me in the sport of auto racing. I like to give back and see everybody else get a great smile and sit back and watch their success behind the wheel.
Right on, man. Are there any regrets at all in the last 20-some years? Right, it's been racing. 17 years.
You know, I mean, in racing, you still got your ups and downs in racing and stuff like that, and you know, there's always regrets in racing and that stuff. I've raced sometimes 3 cars at one track, and that particular year I lost the championship in all 3 classes, come down with 2 races to go. I made one mistake in one class, and it ended up getting me for the other 2 and that stuff. And but that's probably my biggest regret in racing. I wish I could have accomplished that at Vallejo Speedway back in the days. I was trying to do a triple championship at that raceway, and at the end of the year I ended up finishing second, and third, and that stuff. So that's one of my hardest regrets. And the other thing, my biggest out of them all, is I've had an opportunity to go with Casey Kane to be his motorhome driver in the NASCAR tour, and I had to turn that down to take care of my family and stuff like that. At that time, my nephew has autism, and my mom is in a wheelchair, and I have to take care of them instead of me going on the road at that particular time.
Sounds like a very tough choice.
Yeah. Well, family comes first.
Yep.
Family comes first.
Absolutely. So I also understand that you had to overcome some personal obstacles. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, not too many people know. When I was very, very young, I couldn't talk till I got into the 11th grade. Had to go through special schools. Had to go through all kinds of difficulties in my younger lifetime, and I definitely came a long way and went forward with my life and followed my dreams and that stuff, and look at where I ended up now and all my accomplishments over the years.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Happy to hear a success story like you. I understand you have a bunch of races coming up this year. How many weekends you racing, do you think?
Well, I don't know how many weekends. It's actually, we're probably going to be starting here in the middle of February and going to be racing all the way till Thanksgiving. Right now, there's 80 races between all the different forms of the cars that will be racing throughout the years, and it will be, from stock cars all the way down to go-karts.
Wow.
Yeah,
Over 80 nights? All right. You're tired already, right?
That brings my next question. I mean, what's the we've heard, I get it firsthand being an announcer to see what the prep is for a person that has one car. But what's it like for you? And do you get any sleep for one? And what's it like for you prepping for that many cars? I mean, before a race. What's the timing like?
What I do is, besides my full-time job, I do a lot of stuff after my job. I go down to a place called Le Mans Indoor Go-Kart Facility in Fremont, California. I use that part of my training. And that's it's a go-kart facility to run go-karts indoor to outdoors. It's a great facility. You get up to about 40 miles per hour, and they're gas-powered go-karts. A great place to go train, and the people are great at Le Mans karting. And the other thing, too, is that I do is do iRacing also on the simulators. Jump on that also. I just added that to my workout routine. So I'm always driving something, and then I got a personal trainer that I work with also to keep my endurance up and everything else, and that helps me out.
I was with you
on the weekends.
I was with you at Le Mans karting 8 days ago, and I think I'm still sore.
Yeah, iRacing is one of the biggest. Most of the interviews I've had on, they all tell you that they use iRacing. But it's like we were saying on the write up for the banquet. It's all really, I'm learning and new to this business. It's all about the seat time. There's never a such thing as too much seat time and too much experience when it gets to get behind the wheel of a car. You're constantly learning and constantly critiquing yourself.
We're going to get a chance to do that February 16th back at Le Mans karting, right?
Yes, we are. That's going to be our next Sunday night heat, and it's fun. The more people, the more fun it will be. And what it is, you come on out and you do a racing format. You go out and you get practice, and then you go out and do 2 sets of heat races, and then you do a semi-main. And then after the semi-mains, the top 10 in points will go into the A feature. And then the winner will get prize and everything else at the end of the night. It's a racing format for anybody who is interested.
Wow.
Very fun and a good way for us drivers to stay in the seat. Good conditioning and good practice.
And it's something that fans get to come watch too. It's it's a spectator sport.
Sure, there's room for the fans.
Yeah.
Yep.
And was talking about your preparation for the cars. What about the tech preparation? I mean, like again, I've seen these guys work on their cars for hours on end. I've been to many 2-day races that announced at Dixon, and they're on their cars all night.
Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff that I raced for all these guys over the years. I'm very involved in trying to get in there, and I work right along beside my crew guys on the day of the races and stuff like that, and just to get to learn the cars. And I know a lot about everything else. And I love getting my hands dirty. And
Yeah.
that's what makes a good driver. You got to understand what a car can and cannot do, and that's how you became a better driver. And it comes down to communication at the end of the day between the driver and the team.
I would vouch for your expertise on that. We finished second in the Trophy Dash and second in the main last time we were out, due in large part to your help. So publicly, thank you very much for that. You've got the, tell us a little bit about your show car that you use to help bring new fans into dirt racing and asphalt racing.
Well, this past year I had the privilege to take our show car around. I built it just to try to get the race community together and try to get more people involved. Kids, it's an up and growing sport still. It's number one sport in the United States, and it's definitely a fun thing to do. I get to sign autographs for the kids, put smiles on their faces, and get to go take the car out to a lot of special events like Make-A-Wish Foundation and stuff like that to sign autographs for the kids that's less unfortunate with disabilities and stuff like that, and to just let people know that there's all types of forms of auto racing that is out there besides NASCAR and besides the World of Outlaws and everything else.
Sure, the ones that get all the TV exposure. Guess what? You're getting some TV exposure right now,
Yes.
man. So appreciate what you're doing. What would you say that your greatest accomplishment in racing is so far?
My greatest accomplishment in racing has been winning the 4 championships in a row at Delta Speedway, and that's probably my biggest accomplishment up to this date. It's very hard to win one or even a race, matter of fact, but to actually do 4 championships in a row, that is so hard to do. And I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I give it my all. As long as you give it your all on the racetrack, at the end of the day, if you finish first, you finish last. As long as you gave your all, you can hold your head up high and go home and look forward to the following weekend.
So I'm not sure everybody understands, but no one else has ever won 4 championships in a row at Delta Speedway in their 63-year history. I think we're going to start calling you 4-time.
Yeah. That would probably be the nickname then, huh?
Yeah, 4-time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where would you like racing to eventually take you?
Well, my sight is to eventually try to get into the NASCAR series. That's my ultimate dream, and that's my goal. Would like to run the NASCAR West Series or the NASCAR East Series, and eventually get into the NASCAR Craftsman Trucks nationwide, and maybe possibly get into the Cup. But it comes down to it's all high dollar sponsorships and everything else to get into that kind of level of racing, and it's very difficult these days with the economy the way it's going, and you just got to be in the right place at the right time to get noticed from a premier team and everything else to give you the opportunity to maybe come and try out for their equipment and show what kind of talent that you have to bring to the table.
Yeah.
Would you like to reach out to anybody or thank anybody?
Well, my biggest thanks is to everybody that I race for. I've been very, very blessed that all I own is just a show car, and I've raced for all types of different people, the 70 different classes, and I would like to thank all the car owners and all my wonderful sponsors that I have, from asphalt all the way down to the go-karts and sprint cars and everything else. I can sit here all day and mention them all, but I would like to say thanks for the car owners and thanks for the sponsors. I could not do it without the help of them.
Sure, we understand that.
Hey, before we let you go, real quick, you were talking about the Cup, and at our top of the hour, we actually were speaking about the changes that they're doing with the Cup. Basically, it's going to be an elimination, if you will. What's your thoughts on that big change they're doing with the Sprint Cup?
Well, NASCAR's always put into perspective its trying something different, and at the end of the day, you know, we'll see where it lies at the end of the season. You just never know
Right.
what's going to happen at the end of the year, and with the new format, we just have to sit back, wait, and see what happens.
We all like not knowing what's going to happen. Otherwise, why would we tune in? So,
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what's going to bring in the fans is having it be unpredictable. I think I think NASCAR, in my opinion, now I think they're really onto something.
They always are.
Yeah.
They're
Always.
at the top of their game. As Derek mentioned, they are
Yes.
America's largest spectator sport. Racing is America's largest spectator sport.
Yes.
And that's partially because NASCAR does such a good job of staying ahead of the curve. Their promoting and marketing team is something to rival.
Right.
So, my friend, I would like to say that you are proof that good guys don't always finish last. I'm so proud of you, and we appreciate you coming on and appreciate all your help. And we'll see you at the racetrack real soon.
All right, I appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, buddy. See you in the dirt.
All right, man.
Okay.
Bye
Thank
for
you
now.
so much for being on the show.
Okay.
What a class act.
Yeah. All right, man. Yeah, what an awesome guy. And talk about some monumental wins. And yeah, it's just
300
feature wins. Feature wins.
Yeah.
Wow.
Most of us
Wow.
haven't even started 300 races in our career.
I know.
yet.
I haven't even
Yeah.
announced that many yet.
Yeah, some
But,
of us never will.
Right.
Very class act.
Right. Well, I want to talk about real quick. We have a sponsor opportunity here at the Checkered Flag. Have your name attached to the World Wide Web streaming. We have over 106,000 views. Now our inexpensive package is available, and it goes up. Actually, already went up February 1st. Find out why more people are watching our show, and also find out how you can have your business name attached to all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take advantage of this unique opportunity to allow us to help you reach out to potential new customers. We'd be
Right.
glad to help.
Right. Well, we're going to have the lines open right now. 707-701-6416. That's 707-701-6416. We have about 20 minutes left on the clock. I want to talk about what your thoughts are. Let's have our uncandid thoughts now on the NASCAR elimination. And of course, NASCAR, again, we'll announce it real quick. NASCAR announced its chase for the Sprint Cup championship format will be changed. 16 car drivers whittled down through the season to 4. Now, the last time something significant happened was back when the chase debuted back in 2004. And we already read what Carl Edwards had to say, and of course, Dale Earnhardt Jr., so there's some mixed opinions. So what's your opinion on that?
I'm a fan of them tweaking it. They have shown that they're responsive to what the fans want, and the fans wanted more wins to count towards a championship, and so NASCAR has mandated that.
Right.
So I'm definitely a fan.
Right, I'm a fan too. I think again we talked about. I think they're really looking for a hook, and I think they found that hook with being unpredictable.
Yes.
So I think that's definitely gonna work out. Well, lines are still open for that. 707-701-6416. Want to talk a little bit back on the banquet and of course the upcoming races.
Yes.
Now this year, they're going to pretty much be running almost actually every single weekend.
Yes.
They'll be running every single weekend. The next race is going to be the 8th
Yes.
of November. That's November.
February.
February, yeah. Yeah, I'm a little off
This
there. I'm
coming
tired tonight.
Saturday, February.
Yeah, this
8th,
coming Saturday, February 8th.
at Dixon Speedway.
Yes, at Dixon Speedway.
Outlaw Karts. for
Outlaw
the Winter
Kart, yes,
Series.
Outlaw Kart Winter Series. It is second to last. No, it's actually third to last
Third to
points
last.
race because they're back in Ukiah on the 22nd
Yep.
for Ukiah, and then of course March 1st is going to be the finale of the Winter Series races.
But between those, we have on,
Yes, the
on
15th.
February 15th,
Yes.
we have a race of 600 microsprints, winged, wingless, 5/8 restricted, 3/4 restricted.
Right.
Dwarf cars are going to be there, and who else? Somebody
mini
else.
stocks?
Yes,
The
the
mini
mini
stocks?
stocks are going to be there.
As a matter of fact, and
Thank you.
boy, I'm going to really kill myself for forgetting his name, but we have
Dan Pirati.
Dan Pirati is going to be on our
You didn't
show.
forget.
I didn't forget.
Yeah.
I didn't forget. Okay.
Dan Pirati.
It was
thank
in the
you.
mind. It was in there somewhere. Dan Pirati is going to be with us. And do you remember the date?
No, but he's going to be there on the
He's going to be
15th
there
racing.
on the 15th racing. But
Right.
then he's going to be on our show.
Oh, I think he's early March.
Yeah, early in March. We actually just scored him.
So you guys are just going to have to tune in to see.
Yeah,
him.
to see who's in. You know, we scored him for early March, and we also scored on March 3rd. We're going to have the all famous Todd Kaiser on the show as well.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. We've
Right.
got a representative from V&H Racing coming in March also.
Right. Right.
They've got the big announcement that's going to occur at Dixon Speedway.
Yes,
Well, that's actually not an announcement; it's an unveiling.
It's an unveiling of the four cars. They've got have a race team of 4. Also, here's something else that I'm excited to announce, and I can go ahead and do it because they said that he's good for it, and he sent us a message on Facebook. We are going to be welcoming V&H Fresh to the Checkered flag. How about that?
Nice.
So that's really exciting. We're going to have him on board with us.
That'd be a great new sponsor.
Yeah,
to
a great
have.
new sponsor, and that'll take us. Actually, why don't we give a shout out to our sponsors one more time? We'll go ahead and hit those, and then we'll be right back with more talk. Again, the number is 707-701-6416. Going to go to our sponsors, and we'll be right back. This portion of the show is brought to you by Yaya's Coffee House, located in the Burns Valley Mall in Clear Lake, right next to Grocery Outlet. Yaya's Coffee House has all your favorite hot, cold, to blended coffees. Shelby and Ashley and the gang are happy to serve you with whatever your heart desires from their new hot-looking menu. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. Coming into Yaya's Coffee House for a family atmosphere today. Towing, located in Lower Lake. Call 707-995-5000 for all your towing needs. No need to get stranded because they will actually go and pick you up.
Great. We're also brought to you tonight by KPR Racing, our newest sponsor. KPR is located in San Jose, California. They offer service and parts for micro sprints from 250s to 600s from the East Coast to the West Coast. And they also have apparel, hats, hoodies, and shirts. Call Kenny at area code 408-275-1240. That's 408-275-1240.
Live Pro Wrestling is coming to Lake County. Pacific Rampage Wrestling presents Battle by the Lake, Saturday, March 1st at the Lakeside Family Fun Center, located at 872 Lakeport Boulevard, also where pre-sale tickets are sold. For more information on ticket prices, call 707-701-1581 or visit www.pacificrampagewrestling.com. This show is also featuring all your favorite all-time superstars from California, such as the Golden Boy Dylan Drake, your favorite tag team, Pink Mink Inc., Will Rude, Marcus Lewis, Jekyll's the Jester, and many more of your all-time favorites. Pre-sale tickets are sold at the Lakeside Family Fun Center. All right, and we wanted to also, we're going to get back to, of course, we have the schedule coming up, and also you want to talk about the points as well?
Yeah, let's talk a little bit
about the points race for Dixon Speedway.
Yeah, I'll pulling it up here.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry
While you're
that.
doing that, I'll actually get to the points race for the beginner box. And I'll tell you what, this girl's on fire. We've talked about her before. Kylie Keon, this is the current points. They are current. 444 points in
Incredible.
and then she's also points leader in the Junior Outlaws as well.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yes, she is, with 482 points there.
Yes.
So then we've got the 250 carts. Points leader there is Sky Thompson in the 27T.
Yeah.
It's always fun to watch. And then in the 500s, we got our old buddy Alec Justison.
Yeah.
468 points, a friend of the show's.
And we can actually go down, the top 5 points too, if you want, for the names. It's also important, because we have, of course, for the points for that. Kendra Land, 330 points, and of course Matsy McAllister. And the reason I want to mention Matsy McAllister and why it's so significant that she's third in points. For this is actually her first year behind the wheel of a car. Remember, she stepped in I think a couple months ago. First time at Ukiah. David Furia is sponsoring her car. Got her an awesome guy. Got her a car. Got her behind the wheel, and she's really showing it up. Third in points, Matsy McAllister. I want to give a big hats off to her as also.
A lot of the kids in the beginner box, this is their first year, but it's nice to note that. And then third is Emma Mendez. Mm-hmm. Fourth is Haley Glass.
Yeah.
And fifth is Riley Jepson in the beginner box. And then on in the junior outlaw carts, we got second is Cole Brown. Third is Caden Berry. Fourth is Tyler Shipley. And our old buddy Chance Grasty's pulling up fifth.
Yes.
Part of that wonderful Grasty racing
Chance Grasty
family.
also got some awards last night. Both of the Grastys did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both Chance and Connor.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And so did Chloe.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly.
They're a famous racing family.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Grasties, and they're very supportive. They are always willing to help whoever's close. So then on to the 250s. Second in points is held by our old buddy Taylor DeCarlo.
Yay! Yeah.
Cameron
Hey, real
Haney
quick on
Jr.
Taylor DeCarlo, if I can elaborate on that.
Yeah.
She's really moving up too, and confidence in her car also. And I found out something very significant. She's actually going to be here. Her car number is 17.
Yes, it is.
And she will be here on February 17th,
Very
along with
nice.
Sky Thompson.
Very nice.
Yeah, so she's gonna be a guest with us, and she's definitely moving up, and she has one of her first main event wins at Ukiah.
It's a family tradition for them to have the 17 car number.
Yes.
Her dad did, her uncle does.
Yeah, and
Grandpa
and down
did.
the family,
Yes.
down the family, and so on. But there's a girl that I've really watched in getting confident behind the wheel too, and I tell you what, she can race them boys with the best of them. So
She did a great job in the raffle Saturday night too. I don't know if you saw, but she practically ran the ticket part of the raffle.
she did. She owned that whole. She owned it actually.
She was helping the
That was
little
her.
kids pull tickets and make sure that everybody got their right number and stuff. So great shout out to a very
Yeah.
well-rounded young lady, Taylor
Yes,
DeCarlo.
yeah, exactly. All right, gotta get your phone back on, and oops. See
Yeah,
what
there we
happened
go.
when
So
we get to the.
Cameron Haney's third in those points with our friend of the show, Alec Justice,
Yeah.
in fourth. Ellie Russo is pulling up fifth there in the 250s. And the 500 second is our guest from tonight, Sierra Furia.
Yeah.
Sean Milligan's pulling up third with our old buddy Riley Matson holding down fourth, and Darren Balestrini pulling down the fifth position.
Riley Manson also getting a championship trophy.
Yes, he
on
did.
Saturday night. Big hats off to Riley Manson and the Manson family.
Yes.
So there's a kid that's definitely moving up, and I could see a big sprint in his future.
I only usually see him from behind. He's really fast.
Yeah.
Really fast.
Right.
And
Right.
he's running a 600 this year. He finished second in points in his
Yes.
rookie year in the 600.
Yes, and I wish
It's
I remembered the
hard.
numbers. I remember the numbers. I wish, and the last points race, he actually broke a record too.
Yes.
You know that, right? He actually
Yes.
broke a record in the fast time. So
Yes, fastest
yeah.
time ever.
Yeah, and then
Crazy.
also too, I mean, what an amazing kid, but what an amazing speech he gave.
Yes.
I mean, he definitely is ready for NASCAR. He knows how to get behind the wheel. He knows how to talk, and those are the two things that big time racing is looking at.
Two of the things, yes.
Two of the biggest things.
So in the animal carts division, we've got Larry Gorham is holding down the lead with Robbie Cadwalder, Byron Ross, Jason Boudreau, and then Ashley Smorf is holding down fifth.
Ah, yeah.
Clone carts, Nick DiCarlo leading, Scott Pearson second,
The number 17. Is
Of
he
course, he's-
relation, obviously?
of course.
Yeah.
AJ Salito,
Yeah.
Corey Samron, and Tim Cecil. And before we go any further, we missed a champion in the Dixon Speedway Saturday Night Banquet. We missed Scott
Wow.
Smith.
Okay.
Won the Outlaw division. the
Yes.
flat car.
Yes.
And he's the racer that races with multiple sclerosis.
Or multiple
I've
sclerosis.
got it at my tongue tonight.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
And he's a guy that we admire very much, and we're always pulling for Scott. He is such a hoot. There was a night when both of us won trophy dashes, and Scott so knew that he was going to win that trophy dash, he had his polishing rag stuffed in his seat. So after
He was ready to go.
yeah,
huh?
he polished up his car in time for the trophy.
Right,
pictures.
right.
So,
No, talk about
congratulations to Scott Smith.
Yeah, congratulations. And talk about racing with diversity. And I've mentioned this on the track too. Is in my announcing, just a remarkable man. You said, racing with full multiple sclerosis. I mean, talk about overcoming odds. So
Yes.
yeah, definitely remarkable.
Inspirational guy.
Yeah, very, very inspirational. You were done with the points now, or is that
Yep.
it? The clone, and then of course we had we talked about the clones, and of course in the points
animals.
in all the animals, but Ron Bowles, who is untouchable, didn't even have to make all the races to
Right.
get his points series. They also actually got a chance. They actually finally did get a chance to go to Ukiah. So we saw them
Yes.
a couple times in Ukiah. And this past Ukiah race was this past Ukiah race actually. I thought, in my opinion, was the best.
Good.
Because we it's funny because before the show, Dave was worried about the curfew. Because over there, unlike Dixon, where they're not surrounded, they don't have a city. You know, in Ukiah, it's 11 o'clock.
Almost every track.
Almost
has a
every
curfew,
track has a curfew,
except for Dixon.
Yeah, we've been known to get. No complaining, 'cause I love it there. I love it there. There's been times when we don't get out till like 2 in the morning.
Yeah, those days are gone now that they've split up the format.
Yeah, and they
You guys
have,
can
and
look
they've
at-
really changed the racing to the yellow. Things have really changed there as far as that's concerned.
Those of you that got scared off by Dixon closing at 2 o'clock in the morning don't need to worry. With the new format, you'll be out of there at 9:30, 10 o'clock.
I didn't mind it because, for me, as I didn't mind it because I enjoy the family being there and being around the family atmosphere. It's like for me, it's like going to see my second family. It's not really going to work. It's going to see my second family.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
that's where families come to race.
Yeah, exactly. So back on the Ukiah thing, yeah, I was amazed. We had a huge car count. There was little to no incidences at all, and the ones that we did have were, over pretty quickly, and the race went really well. So we have one more there on the 22nd, and I really wish I remember her name at the car that went on top of her. I'm so glad she's okay. I don't know if you weren't there.
Miranda Chapa?
No. This was if someone could probably know what I'm talking about. Again, 707-701-6416. This was the last Ukiah race.
Oh, sorry.
And when I was given the recap, I totally forgot. But this car went on top of her, and she came out all right though. She
Good.
climbed out of it and was doing all right. So that was a real testimony of the safety to those open cars that are open. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, like I said in our rant, as long as we're respectful, people rarely get hurt. So let's
Right.
continue to be respectful.
Right, exactly. Well, let's do our sponsors one more time. It's important to do that. And of course, before we do that, real quick, who's going to be on in next week on the
Yes.
next week's show? So I want to have that on there. Hopefully I have that in my in my
Mike
notes.
Martin will be one of our guests.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a guy with a long racing history.
Right.
Out of the San Jose area.
Yes, that's right.
yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to have Mike Martin on the next show. And,
Yep.
of course, our website is back up. I do apologize that we had some problems with the
Yeah.
server today, but checkeredflagshow.com is back up. Our full schedule is posted on there. Again, I want to thank right now, let's get to our sponsors.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Yaya's Coffee House, located in the Burns Valley Mall in Clear Lake, right next to Grocery Outlet. Yaya's Coffee House has all your favorite hot, cold, to blended coffees. Shelby and Ashley and the gang are happy to serve you with whatever your heart desires from their new hot-looking menu. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. Come on into Yaya's Coffee House for a family atmosphere today. The Checkered Flag Show is also brought to you by
On checkeredflagshow.com, our package is available, and of course our price did go up after the first.
Still reasonable
Oh,
packages
there's
to
still a
be
very
had.
reasonable package. Become a partner with us on the Checkered Flag. Well, that's our show, folks. Stay tuned next week, 7 p.m.
Bye,
Pacific
Mom.
time, 10 p.m. Yeah, bye, Mom. Good night.